Let's now go back to racing. A few months after that, Ernie Duffield described the first dead heat in the history of the July.
Now they're taking a turn and coming to straight with 2 furlongs to go, and as Balaclava there from Jollify shooting alongside of him, right on the inside there's Red Chance, on the outside of that comes in the centre of King Willow, and right on the outside comes Sea Cottage. Now when they run in it's Jollify and Sea Cottage and King Willow. Jollify, Sea Cottage and King Willow. Now there he comes on the outer. That champion putting it to really position. It's Jollify from Sea Cottage. Jollify on the inside from Sea Cottage. Jollify and Sea Cottage. And the filling three to get the first. And give it two. I think Jollify might just have held on. Red Sands and King Willow in third and fourth places.
Sea Cottage and Jollify shared the honours, but the crowd loved the great Sea Cottage. In 1967, Bob Hewitt and Frew Macmillan won the men's doubles title at Wimbledon.
Well, the only comment I can make is I'm very proud to have won that Wimbledon doubles myself for the third time, and Frew's won it for the first time, and he played exceptionally well the whole tournament, served well, and as you know, he didn't lose his serve, so it makes it a lot easier to win, you know, and you know, I'm particularly proud to have played with Frew.
Frew, any comments? Well, naturally, firstly, it's good to be home, and it's probably one of the greatest thrills of my life thus far to have won the Wimbledon doubles. It's been one of the ambitions, and I'd like to thank Bob for all the support he's given me. As you know, he's won the Wimbledon doubles twice before, so he knew what was happening out there and was able to give me some very good advice.
Now, of course, the question everybody's asking, how good are the Brazilians?
Well, the Brazilians are a formidable pair. Not only have they proved themselves in singles events throughout the world, both Koch and Mandarino have done very well, but they are also an excellent doubles pair, so I think that we really have a keen tussle on our hands.
This is absolutely vital for Mandarino, who's serving to Frew Macmillan. And Macmillan, if anybody, can return service viciously. Mandarino's second service, returned by Macmillan, goes down the line, cut off by Koch. In comes Macmillan, he gets the net cord, and the ball falls back on South Africa's side, and they lose a vital point.
30 all.
And what 2 match points that would have been if that ball had bounced over the other side and the Brazilians couldn't have picked it up. Anyway, 30 all, Mandarino. Great relief now, serving to Bob Hewitt to the right-hand call, returned by Hewitt, picked up nicely by Mandarino. Hewitt goes in there, and Mandarino nets a backhanded volley, fairly low down, moving across to his left.
30, 40.
And here is a match point to South Africa. First match point, it's Mandarino to Macmillan. Macmillan returns cross-court. It's a beautiful return of service. South Africa has won, and they go into an unassailable lead in this Davis Cup tie. The Davis Cup B Zone final against Brazil at Westridge Park in Durban. And on to the Inter-Zone final, Raymore against Manuel Orantes.
Match point South Africa. South Africa has 1 match point.
14-13.
Match point South Africa. Mind those fingernails, don't bite them all off. Now here's the service. Second bounce. It's on its way. The Spaniard sways. The service is hit, and it takes the take. The ball boy, unconscious of the tension, retrieves as though it were an everyday affair. Match point, second ball at 40-30. Good service. Bang back out of court by the Spaniard. South Africa wins. And Moore has left the net. They embrace arm in arm. The match is 2 games all to play for in the final match.
But it was not to be. Santana beat Drysdale, although South Africa had never got so far before in the Davis Cup. Late in 1968, our rugby Springboks went to France. South Africa won the first test at Bordeaux 12-9, and although beaten by Southwestern France at Toulouse 2 days later, they clinched the series in Paris with a win by 16 points to 11.
Now the ball comes into this line-up, and it is PJ who is absolutely bottled up in possession. Tremendously bottled up now, and the ball back. South Africa has it as the money who's up front, and now the French can start a movement. Well picked up by Dutown. Dutown kicks up high. Dutown kicks up field, and over on the far side of this, and intercepted by Monikazoo. To Olivia, back to Monikazoo. Monikazoo inside. 253 to Ellis. To Engelbeck. And Engelbeck is going to the line. And Engelbeck might score. And Engelbeck has scored. Engelbeck has scored. Engelbeck has scored a wonderful try. Olivia, Monikazoo. Engelbeck. And that's the best score that Engelbeck's ever made in his life. He made a wonderful score there. He had 3 Frenchmen all trying to get at him. He pushed them off, and he slid it on and on. And Johnny Engelbrecht, we said you wouldn't play, and you have played. And you've never scored a better one.
At Carnoustie in 1968, Gary Player won his second British Open after a gap of 9 years, with Bob Charles and Jack Nicklaus tying for second place.
Well, the shot that won the Open for me is the eagle I got at number 14 today. Billy Casper, Bob Charles, and Jack Nicklaus and I were very close at this stage. I took this 3-wood and hit it with everything I had, and it was right on the flag all the way, and finished about 2 foot from the hole for my eagle. And incidentally, I eagled it yesterday as well.
Must be a lucky hole. And you weren't worried after the 16th either?
Oh, yes, I was. I was worried up to the very last putt.
Back to soccer in South Africa with Vivian Granger.
And of course, we've seen some wonderful Castle Cup finals. I can remember that in 1969 when Maritzburg played Cape Town City. It was the first occasion in 11 years in which 2 teams from outside the Transvaal contested the final. And there was a great deal of worry in the National Football League as to whether 2 outsiders could attract a sufficiently big crowd to the Ron Stadium, and in fact the controversy raged for some time. Eventually, one Sunday morning, the executive of the Football Association of South Africa met the executive of the National Football League at the NFL headquarters. We had a thorough discussion and eventually decided that the Castle Cup final would always be played at the Ron Stadium. So Maritzburg played Cape Town. It was a very thrilling game. We had a capacity crowd, or a very big crowd. Maritzburg won in extra time, to the surprise of everybody, because Cape Town were the favourites. And I can remember at the end of that match when the crowd were cheering Maritzburg and the Maritzburg skipper was receiving the cup, out in the middle stood Frank Lord, the trainer, coach of Cape Town City, and he cut quite a forlorn figure.
Cape Town City, left-hand side of the field, and a throw-in to be taken by Eric Cameron. Again, it's likely to be one of these long ones into the goal mouth. Here he comes. Yes, it is. Dropping up into the penalty spot. There's no one there except James. Hit straight up in there. Heads it again. Well brought down and pass to Claxton. Claxton's going to get a shot in. He does. Wilkinson's there diving at the feet of Gary France. Diving at Gary France's feet. Picking it up. Claxton injured in that skirmish in the goal mouth, lying there. I don't know whether it's cramped. It's probably cramped. They're all getting cramped. The pace is terrific. Up he gets. Play on the left-hand side of the field. Maritzburg, McGilvery getting it forward in the centre spot to Green. Green a chip before Chalmers. Chalmers trying to get a shot in. He might get a shot in. He does get a shot in. It's a goal! It's a goal! And Maritzburg go into a lead. 2 goals to 1.
The first demonstrations against a rugby touring team were suffered by the Springboks under Davy de Villiers in 1969-70. And the wear and tear was reflected in the South Africans' defeat by Scotland. By the time our boys faced Ireland, there was a new spirit in the team, but at Lansdowne Road, the referee's watch caused real controversy.
This is absolutely fantastic. 7.5 minutes of injury time gone. A quick break by Duggan. An intercept almost, a kick ahead, a fracas on the line, an infringement, and a penalty kick underneath the South African post, and this could be the last kick of the match, and will Tom Keenan land it? The crowd will tell you, I won't. Well, yes, there it is. As I said, it was the last kick of the match, and Ireland and South Africa have drawn 8 points all. And let me say that it's a very lucky draw for Ireland.
And against the Barbarians at Twickenham, the South Africans, supported now by the crowd, found some of their old glory.
Edwards again gives the ball to Llewellyn, and inside to Gallagher. Gallagher goes like a tank, and Gallagher to Laidlaw. Laidlaw gives the ball to Davis. Davis across the 25, and outside pass to Fairbrother, goes to ground, and that would have been very dangerous if that had been picked up by Fairbrother. They went into the 25, and they're in touch, and the final whistle has gone, and the Springboks have won the final match of their tour by 21 points to 12. We'll have a comment from Peter Cranmer, and then I'm sure you'd like to hear the sound of the crowd as they see the Springboks off the field.
Well, I think we've gone through all the adjectives, haven't we, about this game, one way and another. It was an absolute splendid display, and if I've got anything to say, I would merely say there are going to be a hell of a lot of the rugby playing public who'll be sorry when they go home.
Thank you, Peter. Cushions are being thrown by the crowd. Yes, Peter West.
Well, I think this comes better from me than from you, Kim. The rugby playing crowd are hurling their cushions at the protesters over in the East Stand, and they're giving them a tremendous pelting. I think they've been waiting for it until the end of the tour.
Darby de Villiers comes off the field on the shoulders of Gareth Edwards and Mike Gibson. Listen to the crowd.
In 1970, Bill Lawry's Australian team came to us after beating the West Indies and India, and they were expected to give us stiff opposition. In fact, South Africa was superior in all departments and won all 4 tests convincingly.
It was an overwhelming victory, emphasising the great strides taken by our cricketers and really securing their position in what I like to consider as the top class of world cricket. Our side was captained by Ali Bacher. It was brimful of talent, and it seemed that with the good backup of young up-and-coming cricketers in the country, the future for our cricket looked very bright.
Goddard in again, Goddard to Gleeson, and he's bowled him, Gleeson padded up, and his off-stump's been knocked back. So Gleeson bowled Goddard, no score. Here he goes, Goddard again, wheeling that arm over, and this is the slash. It's coming out. Will Richards catch it? All over. Richards has got him. Richards takes the catch, and Connolly is out for 36. Tabor is out for 18. Australia has scored 178. 178. John Lando will tell us in double quick time what is the margin of victory. 178 victory by 307 runs.
Not to be outdone, Eddie Barlow enjoyed his special moment of glory playing for the World 11.
Barlow, whenever he gets a wicket, is a little bit keen, and now he's on a hat-trick. I don't... anything can stop him now.
He's got 4 short legs, a silly mid-off, 3 slips and a gully. He's the only man that isn't in the close field, and it's 10 to 1 he'll join it as soon as he lets the ball down. They all get down then, and in comes Barlow now to Wilson. Bowls to him, he goes forward and it pops up, and he's caught at forward short leg, and Barlow is poised in an altogether different melodramatic pose which says, done it at last, and he has got his hat trick.
The familiar voice of John Arlott. Although international tours have thinned out a bit in recent years, the Rugby Currie Cup competition has provided some thrilling finishes. Do you remember Griquas' surprise win over Northern Transvaal at Kimberley in 1970 by 11 points to 9?
Now, Smith failed with a very long kick in the first half of 56 yards, but he did come remarkably close, but he was kicking with the breeze behind him. Now he has a far more severe challenge as he kicks into the wind from a yard inside the Northern Transvaal half, but it is straight down midfield. He's taking a long run, a steady run. He's standing still. This is a kick that could put Griquas in the lead. Right down the middle of the field, 54 yards, a high, good-looking kick. It looks a beauty. It's over.
The All Blacks under Brian Lahore gave us some stiff opposition in 1970, but South Africa got home by 3 tests to 1.
Up they go. The All Blacks get it back to going out to Furlong. Furlong gives to McRae. Out to Thorne, to Kemba coming in the line. Kemba tries to do a drop kick. He drops it. And Manikadru picks it up. He transfers inside to Muller. Muller's going for the line. He could score. He's going to score. Muller's going to score. He goes over and he scores.
In 1971, the Rugby Football Union celebrated its centenary, and among the South Africans invited to play in a series of festival matches was Frik du Preez. I wonder if he's ever scored a better try than this one at Leicester.
We've had 42 minutes, it's 13 points all, and what a fitting result this would be if this is the way it all ends up. It's going to be McCallum to kick off for the President's 15 with perhaps a minute or two of injury time to go, and the crowd, of course, very eager to have a result they would like to see something happen in these last couple of minutes. There comes the kick-off, taken by Dupree. Dupree across the 25 with Kirkpatrick in support. Dupree is going to the line. Dupree will score. Dupree has scored for the President's 15, a solo effort.
A few months later, Frik Dupree dominated another game, South Africa against France in the second test in Durban.
The Frenchmen are leading now, 8 points to 5. They've got to hang on. They'll try to increase their score. The Springboks need 3 points to draw level, 5 to get ahead. A deep line out. In it comes. The Springboks get it. Back to Frik Dupree, coming around the back of the line. He's running, he's chasing. He's bumped by Stewart. He's still going. He's dummying. He's getting over the 25. There's Bourgarel. And Bourgarel again grabs him and pushes him out. But Frik was going very much sideways as the whole of the French cover defence came onto him. There was that tremendous handoff going, the shoulders heaving, the black hair flowing about as Frik went all the way with everything he could have, and a line out on the 25. Tapped back by Sam and back to Pasok. He's trying a drop goal, and it looks a good one. A beautiful drop goal, and it's over. A drop goal by Pasok. A drop goal there by Pete Pasaki, and the scores are level.
South Africa drew that match in Durban after having won in Bloemfontein. Meanwhile, our athletes were enjoying international and multinational competition in Cape Town.
A cheer from the crowd. They've reached the bell. It's impossible to see the crowd from here. And up goes on Miss Cochran. Cochran goes past Revson. Tremendous finish. Zona in third place. Chuaminen in fourth place. Viespont is next. Then we've got Mealy, DeLonga, Morrison, and of Madagascar, Rakwanamatana. Down the back straight they go. Anders Cochran striding out, running barefoot. Metzen trying to hold on to him. The crowd rise on the far side. There's never been a race like this. It's tremendous. Cochran is going to beat Metzing. He's got 150 metres to go. The crowd rise in the main stand. And this barefooted runner comes striding home. His glass is glinting in the sunlight. And Metzing's been behind him all the way. Everybody rises. Listen to the crowd. Coming through, 40 to go. He will beat Metzing by about 20 metres. He's up to the tape now, and here's Metzing coming through.
1971 brought a thrilling finish in the Currie Cup final at Ellis Park. Chick Henderson, a former Transvaal captain, described the drama for us.
Transvaal kicking off now. A place kick. Jannie van Dieven kicks under his Moff Meiberg and Ronnie Potgieter, but through comes Kevin de Klerk. Back it comes on the Transvaal side. Skitter running wide, gives into Norwood. Norwood up to the 25. He's tackled. He gives out to Skitter again. And Skitter only 20 yards to go. And Overals is pulled down. 15 yards to go. Loose ground developing. Only 10 yards. And there's a dive for the line. Someone has scored. Transvaal has scored. Transvaal have scored. I think it may well be Saarman. Pandemonium at Ellis Park as Transvaal have scored in the dying minutes of the game. There's a kick to come and Transvaal can haul out of the fire. If he gets this over, it'll be a draw. And what a time now. Shades of Johan van der Schaaf when he had to kick the ball over the posts from a similar position. That is about 15 yards to the left of the post. A try there by Saarman, and a good movement by Transvaal with Skitter breaking down the blind side, giving in to Norwood. Norwood tearing down and giving back. Here comes a kick, and it's over!
1972 was the year in which our South African girls won the Federation Cup at Ellis Park.
Service from the shore. In comes Brenderkirk on forehand preparations. At the net, backhand to an empty corner. She's got that point. Match point.
Wanted, South Africa.
Brenderkirk serves at match point. Return by Winnie Shaw down the line. Brenda Shaw picks it up on the half volley. Moves into the net. So does Winnie Shaw. Then Winnie Shaw puts it in. Magnificent pick up. She shoveled it into the forehand corner and Brenderkirk just wasn't there. That was the first match point of the match. And we're back to deuce. Brenderkirk serves. The sun comes out. Return into the net by Miss Shaw. Another match point.
Wanted, South Africa.
South Africa within a point of the match. First singles match to Great Britain. Can South Africa level now with this point? Brenderkirk serves, left-hand court. Into, in she comes, into the net. Winnie Shaw goes down the line. This time it doesn't work. Won this second singles match.
And the destiny of the Cup was settled in the very last match of the tournament on the afternoon of March the 25th.
2 points from the Federation Cup.
30 low.
Vanderkerk serves to Joyce Williams into the tape. Crowd can't quite conceal their excitement. Service again to Joyce Williams, returned. In goes Vanderkerk. Joyce Williams down the middle. Vanderkerk is there again. Stab body, stab body. Now Pepper Joyce angles it. Virginia Wade scoops it up. In goes Pretorius. Quick into the corner. Match point. Three match points to South Africa.
Low.
Match points to give them the Federation Cup. Virginia Wade taking service. Down goes the first service into the net. Vanderkerk wipes her brow. The crowd wipe their brows too. The sun comes brightly across Ellis Park. Down goes that service again. Virginia Wade strikes the ball back. She comes in. She bodies. Vanderkerk bodies. Vanderkerk's here again. Twice. 3 times Vanderkerk. Jubilation at Ellis Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the tie between Great Britain and South Africa. South Africa winning the doubles 6-1, 7-5 and winning the 1972 Federation Cup.
South Africa's richest horse race, the Holiday Inns, was won in 1972 by Elevation. Little did we realise just how great a horse he was to prove. Our commentator, Bill Collins.
Into the straight, 800 metres to go in the big one now, and Elevation pulled away from the rails, has gone up to tackle the leader, and it's Elevation and Hindu Star moving up now to head off Rainstorm, and they're clear 2 lengths in front of Mazarin and Pilsner. Further back is Pedler coming into the picture, and then My Hyacinth at the head of the others. Elevation the leader at the 400. He's about 1.5 lengths in front of Hindu Star, but Mazarin the danger coming home hard. Mazarin moving up to tackle Elevation, and Pedler out wide on the track going home well, but Elevation under the whips holding Mazarin at bay with 200 metres to go. It's Elevation in front, 1.5 lengths to Mazarin. On the outside is Pedler, and then came Numerator. Elevation drifting off the tracks in front. He's getting weary. Pedler and Mazarin coming at him. Elevation just in front. Mazarin and Pedler coming to him every side. The 3 of them go to the line, but Elevation's 1.5 lengths to Pedler.
Early in 1973, the Derrick Robbins side came to South Africa for the first time. They certainly gave a lift to our cricket and a lot of joy to our spectators.
There's time for them to get the runs. They've got enough. The point is, can they get them and keep the wicket intact? Hampshire again to him. He swings. It's 6. It's 6. It's a 6 off a full toss. And he plays quietly forward. He got his full toss. No man in the whole wide history of cricket could have hit that full toss finer than he hit it. Hampshire to him again, short, very short. And they scramble a single. They take a single to mid-off. 145. And now Dupree has it. 1 run for a tie, 2 runs for victory. And the field is being readjusted. They're coming in to see that no single is scored. Could there be triumph greater than this if only they get the 2 more runs? Hampshire to Dupree. Well up. Dupree mishits, and he's got it. It's a mishit. It goes through non-existent slips. It's running. They better run them because it stops short of the boundary. It's a foot from the boundary, and they have won by 1 wicket.
The final word on that tour comes from Derrick Robbins himself.
Your cricket is so very, very good indeed. I've had the privilege of watching in the last 3 years England and Australia, West Indies and New Zealand, India and Pakistan and India. And I feel, without a shadow of doubt, that you are absolutely tip-top. You have a wonderful side, South Africa, and I pray and hope, and I will work furiously to see that South African cricket is shown to the world as it should be done.
A swift change of pace as we turn back to motor racing and the achievements of one of the most respected men in the sport.
There is Jackie Stewart starting his last lap now, going down under Dunlop Bridge. A fantastic drive by this wonderful in 1971. Lost the championship last year, but finished second to Emerson Fittipaldi. Now driving a classic race. And as he goes into Crowthorne and starts to go down the hill towards Barbecue for the first time, we're waiting for this dice. And here comes Revson with Fittipaldi only yards behind him now. But they all know it's the last lap. This is the last chance. Jackie Stewart ought to be coming inside of you, John, any second, so back to clubhouse.
And against the background of a beautiful rainbow, Jackie Stewart swings through sunset for the last time with the sun in his face, and he comes into clubhouse. There he goes, the winner, undoubtedly, unless he makes a mistake in the last 800 yards of this race. Going into the S's with that beautiful swing of his, he pulls the car across to the other side of the S's and moves up into that wonderful, wonderful drive as he has all afternoon as he goes into Lurkop Corner, that difficult corner. He gets the car around there. It's going absolutely beautiful. And there he goes, past the front of the stand. It is going towards the kink, and it's now back to you, Robert Langford.
Yes, indeed. Here he comes, down towards the kink. Jackie Stewart from Scotland in the Tyrrell Ford. And Jackie Stewart has won the 7th Grand Prix of South Africa in the Tyrrell Ford.
In 1973, the South African Games were held in Pretoria. The 800 metres brought together those world record beaters Danie Malan and March Fiascanaro.
Down the back straight, what a tremendous pace. It looks more like a 400 metres. It is Malan and Fiascanaro won't let them go. They're approaching the 200. They've left the rest of the field behind them. Gyson, and then we've got Tony Wheeler trying to move up, and so is Van Colliner. But it's these two through the 200. It's Malan in front of Fiascanaro. He's a metre in front, and then comes Fiascanaro in third place of Gyson of Switzerland, and then also from Western Province we've got Donald Tim. Towards the home straight is Malan being challenged by Fiascanaro. It's Malan a metre in front with 50 to go. Malan will do it. 2 metres behind is Fiascanaro. Then we've got Gyson of Switzerland. Malan must win. 30 to go. 20 to go for Malan of Western Province. Malan breaks the tape. Now there goes Fiascanaro. Now then comes Gyson. Then comes Tim.
The swimming at the Hillcrest Pool also provided some exciting finishes.
They turn for home. Down they come together. This is the race of the evening so far. Anne Simmons and Sue Dickey, stroke for stroke. They've got 40 to go, and anybody could win. In third place is still Ansi Reitsma. Let's watch these two as the crowd get excited. It's Dickey and Simmons. Simmons, I think, slightly in front with 25 to go. Simmons is winning. Dickey is second. Third is Reitsma, and fourth is Meal. They've got 20 to go, and it's now United States. Now it could be South Africa. It's the United States. It's South Africa. It's the United States. They're slightly in front. It's going to be Simmons for the USA. Simmons, no, it could be South Africa. It could be Sue Dickey.
Still with the games and the advent of multinational football in South Africa.
Score, South African white 3, South African gone to 0. Corner to be taken, it'll come into the goal. Taken by Kobo. Here it comes, a beautiful one, floating right in, it's dangerous. And it's net fit, it's in the net! It's a goal! And the goal scorer, Salangwe, met it left-footed from that corner taken by Kobo. It looked good from the moment Kobo kicked it, and Salangwe makes the score 3-1 with about 2 minutes left for play.
And that was the final score.